Well, good morning. We are back, and it's a glorious flying day, as you can clearly see by the flag there in the background. The winds as of late have been nasty here in El Paso, Texas. We're at Soo Young Park, run by El Paso Parks and Recreation. They're building a water thing back there, water park, whatever. They're gonna have some slides and stuff for the kiddies. So. Yeah, the El Paso's doing a good job in making life bearable here in the desert. In any event, hey, we have the Sport Cub again. It's been a while since I posted a video like this because I haven't had a good hat to put my little camera on right here. So now I got a good hat. It's an E-flite hat, believe it or not. It's an E-flite hat. So in any event, we got enough wind going where we're gonna show you some sports scale aerobatics and just some of the wonderful bush capabilities of the Parkzone Sport Cub. Okay, notice I'm swinging the stock 9.6 prop. So there you go. So there it is. So she's up and running. No flaps. Could have run flaps, I suppose, but why? She doesn't need them. She's off in a nice scale like takeoff as it is. So I'm just going to show you some basic maneuvers that a bush plane should be able to do. So we're going to go ahead and bring her right up into a reverse half Cuban, which isn't exactly the most bush maneuver, but there it is. She'll do a reverse half Cuban 8, really nice on that 9.6 prop. We're going to line her up back into the wind, and we're going to kick right into I don't know, kick right into a loop. How about that? Nice big old barnstormer loop. And there you go. You finish the loop off, roughly the same direction you start. Same altitude, same heading, all that. So there you go. So what I like to do with this plane, or have started liking to do with this plane, is I like to kind of fly it kind of just below the tree line, really. I mean, it's good training. Notice I'm not using any flaps, and it's just I'm flying her on the wing. I'm being careful with the throttle, and I'm being careful with my turns and with my elevator, as far as, you know, maintaining a good amount of thrust, lift in the elevator so that I don't lose altitude. Does that make sense? All right, let's go ahead and do another loop here, because I feel the wind kind of at my back. All right, another good loop. Okay, this plane will loop pretty good. Now on the 10.7 slow fly, it's nuts. This plane is nuts. I mean, it will rip off some huge barnstormer style loops. I mean, it really will. And you'll see even on the stock 9.6, she has a lot of thrust. I mean, she really has plenty of thrust to kind of float around. Okay, no flaps. Now the aircraft has flaps. I'm just not using them. Okay, there's no need to. As you can see, she's nice and floaty. Let's go ahead and do another reverse half Cuban. Kick her on her back, let her hang over the top there, and bring her on down the backside. There we go. Nice little presentation on the wing top as she goes by. Yeah, this plane's a hoot. It really is. I'll tell you what, this thing does the best daggum hammerheads. I mean, look at that. Just gorgeous. I mean, just gorgeous. All right. Hey, while we're flying, I'm just going to kind of do some maneuvers here. We're going to do another hammerhead just because it's so fun. Pull her up and just watch her just come on down. I'll tell you, there's a little discussion with regards to, you know, bush planes. And let's face it, you know, I love bush planes. I don't care whether it's a Sport Cub, a Timber, a Tundra, I don't care what, Beaver, which I've owned, but I never actually built it and flew it. So I've had the Fly Zone Beaver, just never did anything with it. Although, by all accounts, it is a superlative aircraft. It really is. It is a superlative model. And I'll tell you, the folks that own them love them. Now let me slow her down. I'm kind of getting a little fast here, so let me slow her down here. All right. All right, we just kicked in the flaps for you. All right. There you go. That's half flap. That's half flap. We're going to clean her up, throttle up. Okay. But the discussion is, and although my esteemed colleague on the on the RC groups, how many? Oh, 2 minutes. Oh, yikes. And a great gentleman from Florida. Great gentleman. I like the guy. I mean, I really do. He is real. Okay, the dude's real. All right. I'll tell you. He said something though the other day that I just want to give you my philosophy on. It's not about being a pest on the threads, although that is pretty significant. By the way, that was in response to something going on, which has now been cleared up and will not happen again. Because I had to become something which I loathe and detest, but to make a point. So, for those of you that may have seen that going on, please forgive me. But understand, that's not the real me, and those who really know me, and there's a lot of you on the groups that know me, know that. That's not the usual me. Got 1 minute left. All right. But the thing that really, I'm not going to say bothers me, but that I'm a bit, I have a difference of opinion with, is the gentleman indicated that these are just toys. And I could not disagree anymore. And not because I'm some kind of I'm offended by that moniker. By the way, that's what you call all across the world a greaser. All right, because that's how we roll in Just Wing It land. All right, so we're gonna taxi her in. We're holding up elevator, and there you go. All right. Yeah, gotcha, young lady. My lovely assistant. Okay. Okay. This is not a toy. Oh, by the way, people always ask. There's my half flap setting. What? Yeah, that's it. And there's full flaps. What? Yeah, that's it. You don't need a whole lot of flaps with this thing. Why? Because it has generous wing area, i.e. a lot of wing area, and it's light. Oh, and it has these little guys, these heebie-jeebies. It has vortex generators, okay? And I'm pretty well convinced they actually work, although there's going to be these experts on the threads. It's too small to work and this and that and blah. Sure. In any event, in my mind, those vortex generators work. Okay. Hey, let's keep it real let's get real here for just a second. Okay. This is not a toy. Okay, and it's not because I take offense to it or anything like that at all. No, in fact, it's much more serious than that, really. I think that when you label something a toy, you diminish the responsibility that's associated with it. Does that make sense? There's a certain level of responsibility that goes with flying an RC airplane, okay? I mean, you know, I understand there's people that say, well, quads are toys or jet skis are toys or whatever. Hell, let's take it one step. Let's follow that train of thought. Okay, let's just keep that one going, right? Guns are toys, right? I don't think you're going to find anybody that's going to say a gun is a toy. Why? Well, because it can take a life. I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. So can that. So can that. I've got scars all over my body from those little things on the front that spin, okay? So no, this is most certainly not a toy. This is a radio-controlled model airplane. And that's where I come with regards to that. I was taught that by my father years and years ago, back in the mid to late 70s, when he taught me to fly on a single channel airplane. Single channel. I had a rudder only. And this thing just spun the whole time. It just spun the whole time until it ran out of gas and it conked out. and you steered it around with this. It was called a Midwest Super Sniffer. It was 48-inch wingspan. It's an old timer, and that's what my dad flew. He flew old timers, but he converted them to RC. They're called radio assisted free flight, and some of them even had elevators. So some of them were even elevator and rudder. Woo! That's when I went to a massive 2-channel plane, and the Buzzard Bombshell was one of my first 2-channel planes, and the Saul Taibbi designed a Powerhouse 50, a 50-inch Powerhouse. The original Powerhouse was actually, I believe, it was 82 inches. It was very large. In any event, we're getting off the point I wanted to make. And anyways, hey, this is just my philosophy, just the way I see things. But no, this is not a toy. This is a radio-controlled model airplane, which by the way, just so y'all are in the know, all the planes that are full size that you see flying around over your house and everywhere, they start out very similar to this. They start out at maybe 1/8 scale, maybe 1/10 scale, maybe 1/5 scale, and they put them in a wind tunnel, and they do all kinds of testing to make sure that the thing will actually fly. So it starts out that way, and then they go to a full-scale mock-up, and then they build the actual aircraft. But in any event, and if you have any questions about that, just ask our friend Heinrich Dorfman. Heinrich Dorfman? Who's that? Oh, come on, all you old fogies out there. You remember Heinrich Dorfman, huh? Heinrich Dorfman, Flight of the Phoenix. Our friend Hardy Kruger, yes. Created quite a stir when old Heinrich said he was an airplane designer, and the stranded folks in the middle of the Sahara Desert discovered that he designed model airplanes. They kind of freaked out. Although he and Jimmy Stewart later made amends, and the movie all ended well. Hey, it's a great movie for survival. It's an aviation movie. The Flight of the Phoenix, I believe it was 1966. It's a great movie, a tale of survival, tale of aviation. By the way, one of the greats actually died during the filming of that, Frank Tallman. I believe it was either Frank Tallman or Paul Mance. I forgive me, but one of the great stunt pilots died during the filming of that. So it's worth checking out, the Flight of the Phoenix. In any event, hey, Heinrich Dorfman, all right? Not a toy. Not a toy, all right? But that's just me. That's just my philosophy. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed today's flight. More to come. Check out check out more videos on my YouTube channel. There's all kinds of videos of this great airplane flying, and I can't wait to get my paws on a timber and do some bush flying here at Soo Young Park. Can't wait to get these little paws on a timber. All right, hey, thanks for checking it out. Many happy landings to you. Thanks for watching.